So I'm going to be pulling out the large bumblebee capacitors, tone capacitors, and popping in the stock 1978, well in this case 1977, Yamato vintage capacitors. So let's get the light, and the camera's in the way. I gotta be able to see here. So I need a hand, free hand. So 1, 2, and 3. And let's see, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, these babies are huge, and they're badass. Yes, indeed. It's kind of tight. 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're also going to be pulling out the aftermarket pickups and popping in the stock ones. So let's pause the video because I need to tin these up, and I'll be right back. Yeehaw. Okay, we'll just pop a bit of solder on that leg. There we go. And pop a bit on the other leg there. There we go. And let's get our friend here. Try not to touch the sides of the control cavity. And that's a good clean one there. You can see it's not moving about. Now this one, we'll just go like so. Actually, we're going to wait on that one because we're going to, as I said, going to remove the aftermarket pickups and going to pop in the stock ones. So we'll be right back. Could be another video. Actually, let me disconnect those right now since we're on it. And who's who here? Okay, so let's get these work really well. Let's get those out of the way, like so. Try not to shake. A smooth hand helps, like so. And then like so. You see that? Now, in order to keep a nice, clean workspace, just let that heat up slowly. There we go. That was easy. Boom. And then come on. Come on. Well, you don't need to see anymore. Yeehaw. Okay, these are the pickups. And these come out pretty easily, pretty fast actually. Granted, they're already disconnected from the volume pot on the volume pots on the interior of the control cavity, which you saw earlier, and the stock ones are gold, like so, just like the gold trim on this wonderful 1978 lawsuit model Greco Les Paul, made in Japan, Echo in Nippon, in the world famous Fujijin factory. Hai, wakarimashita. Fujijin. So this should just pull right out, just like so. Why isn't it? Maybe I disconnected the wrong wire. Bro. Wouldn't be a first. All right, so that one's out. Let's see, what's the issue here? Oh, I didn't disconnect the ground, so we don't want to handle that with the bare hand, otherwise we get fried. Let's turn up the temperature a bit of the iron, and let's switch hands because we need a different angle. And like so. This takes a little longer because it's a lot of solder, and we're not just there we go. We don't just have one piece involved. So flipping it back over like so. There it is. Yeehaw, those are out. Then I gotta take the rings and pop them onto the other pups. Pickups for short. Pups, pickups for short. So these could be a pain in the tuchus. That's my Yiddish for you. Pain in the tuchus. Pain in the arse. Right. Let's see. So let's do this again. I don't know if I have this in the camera. So screw into the ring, spring onto the other side, and like so. And we just want to line that up and kind of give it a push, and then by hand give it a turn or two, and you'll feel the screw on the pad of your finger there, or the pad of my finger. Is that my finger or your finger? I don't know, but that's not my pillow. You ever see Trains and Planes and Automobiles? Trains, Planes, and Automobiles with Steve Martin and John Candy. The infamous hotel scene where they're sleeping in the same bed. And anyway, that's not my pillow. Yeehaw. Okay, so we'll come back to the other one as well, because this will take some time. Actually, this is kind of fun. You know, when you're ready to load it like so, if the screw, if it slips off and goes like so, the spring just goes, you launch the spring and it just goes boom all the way across the hall. All the way across the hall. And like a guitar pick, when you drop it on the floor, you can never find it. Even if you drop it right there in front of you. In front of you is, yeah. Okay, so there's one. I guess I can hand turn these a little more, but whatever the case, it's going to pop right in. I mean, you don't want to do this over the guitar like so, you know, because if you drop it, so you do it, you don't do it over the guitar. You just don't. You just don't. So anyway, you get the idea. So this is, I got to take the ring off of this one here too. So I'll do that.